Now we're going to go into the Maxwell Juror video. One of my followers, Forever Cuber, dropped me a super chat yesterday at the very end, a super chat in the middle of the stream. It was off topic, and I failed to address it by the end, so I'm going to get it here. Shout out to you, Forever Cuber, if you're in the chat. Otherwise, you'll catch it on the replay. I like this one, by the way. This is a good quote. Don't talk about police. They might have stories to tell about me. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That being said, we're going to play some video about this Maxwell juror. And the Maxwell juror, people are saying, oh, well, this Maxwell juror may have had a history of sexual assault, of being sexually assaulted. Does that create an issue? Well, we're going to play a little bit of the video, the Daily Mail exclusive video. It's on the Daily Mail's website, so I'm sorry if there's some ads. It's kind of ridiculous. Their website is one of the busiest websites out there, but we're going to watch that. And I'm going to talk about whether or not this is a case where you might be able to get a mistrial or something else because of this testimony, because of this video. So let's watch it here. Oh my God, the ads. The ads. They won't stop playing. All right, I'm going to stop sharing while I play past these ads. All right, there we go. Skip that ad. All right, cool. I hate these ads, and they're so ridiculous. Is flat justice? No, there's no flat justice here. No flat justice here. You guys are hilarious. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. You guys know I read the whole chat, so it always gets me into trouble. All right, here we go.
For you to really reach that level of understanding with each other and then make true progress with the deliberations, would that be
correct?
A fair assessment?
Yes.
So you decided to share your story. Presumably that's something that you'd tick yes to in the questionnaire. It was something that people were aware of when you were selected as a juror.
No, they don't ask your sexual abuse history. They didn't ask it in the questionnaire.
I thought in the questionnaire there was a question that asked if you were a victim or if you were a friend or a relative of the victim. Pretty sure it was number 15.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember.
Somebody sent me the questionnaire today, and there was a question.
Interesting.
I didn't read that shit.
I definitely, on the first day of jury selection, I would have definitely marked yes, but I honestly don't remember that question.
You're not in the stand right now.
No. I mean, I know my face is red because I can feel the blood, but I honestly, that's why I answered it that way. I don't remember it being there, but
oh boy.
I did answer. I definitely remember a family or relative or something, but being sexually abused. I was honest on all my questions.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he was saying he was honest on all of his questions, but this is the juror, and you can tell he's a little spicy here. That he had abuse, or some family member had abuse, and he would have checked yes on this. Yeah, and I see you guys flipping out in the chat. Yeah. Oh, big surprise, man. Oh man, that really took use of your DAR there. But we don't want to be taken down by the agenda. You guys kill me. Mandy says that guy looks like a talking baby with a beard. I love you guys. It's making me crack up in the morning. Really, it's too hilarious. But look, okay. This guy didn't check the box. He didn't check the box. Is this going to create a mistrial? The presumption, and you always start with the presumption, is no. There is a strong presumption in favor of supporting a jury decision, both for the judge and both for the judge at the trial level and even at the appellate level. At this point, because there's a verdict, it is in the favor of the prosecution. They would have to prove that he did that intentionally, knowingly, maliciously, right? If he said, okay, I just, whatever, I missed that question. It seems like, based on his response, unless he's bullshitting, that he just kind of, I think in his words, there's a quote that he said, I flew through it. If you were just going quick and you checked the boxes and you didn't really read it properly, That's not going to be enough to overturn a jury verdict, the presumption in favor of a jury verdict, because you can still ask that person and say, hey, could you have set that aside? He's honesty and Murph is alpha. You guys are killing me. The Murphy stuff is never going to get old. It's going to take a year for that to get old. Red Hydra says, go to World Star and check out man fatally shoots black motorcyclist during argument in North Carolina stoplight. I can see that. But yeah, he probably is dumb. And that's what the case is for most people, is that they're just dumb and they just don't read stuff. They don't pay attention. And that's the average intelligence is usually on a jury is usually pretty low. We say, hey, prepare when it's a jury. We now say prepare as if you're talking to a third grader. Talk to their lizard brain. You can't assume they have a high level of intelligence. They're not all out there in the chat. They're not the 642 of you guys that are in the chat this fine evening. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Smash that like button, by the way. So I do not think it's going to go to a mistrial. And if you look at most of the analysis, and this is just Reuters, so you see, Reuters here saying, hey, there's no guarantee of a new trial, right? There's no guarantee of a new trial. Most likely not going to be a new trial here under their analysis. And their professor says the exact same thing that I'm trying to say right now, which is Lori, interesting, says the system does not favor overturning verdicts. We favor finality, adding that the judge has broad discretion in this case. In U.S. court cases, prospective jurors who the judge decides are biased or have a conflict of interest can be dismissed for cause. After that, both the defense and prosecutors can dismiss a certain number for no particular reason, known as a preemptory strike. But not all instances of jurors failing to disclose information are significant enough to merit a new trial. Cases where verdicts are overturned largely involve jurors who deliberately omitted information to try to get on the panel. It is unclear whether the juror, Scotty David, of course that guy's name was Scotty, revealed that the experience during a pretrial vetting, who has to be identified by his first and middle name. So his last name is not David. That's just his first and middle name, or maybe that's his stage name. Who knows? But I agree with that analysis. I think that's going to be correct. I think the more interesting thing is what was brought up here by Dapper Dave 2021, which says the judge allowing Prince Andrew's civil suit to continue. Yes, this is a more interesting case. The Virginia Guffey's case, the Prince Andrew case, that's still going on. And he could be held civilly liable. He's not going to be held criminally liable. Prince Andrew is not going to be dragged out of Buckingham Palace, thrown into handcuffs, and shipped off on a freighter to America to sit in jail in New York. That's not going to happen. However, there could be civil liability. He does have American assets or things that America can seize. Therefore, there could be some recovery on that part. If they do not consider him part of the non-prosecution agreement, what does say for Maxwell appeal? Nothing. Prince Andrew violating Virginia Guffey's has nothing to do with the charges against Maxwell. It will not get Maxwell off. It does not make her seem less culpable for what she did. What she did was a separate thing, a separate wrong thing. So Prince Andrew, totally separate from Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell was trafficking. Prince Andrew was actually having sex with an underage person. And this whole I'm unable to sweat defense. She said, oh, I'm all sweaty, this and that. He says I'm unable to sweat. Complete BS. But that's where we're at.